Lil Lofi is a beats artist from Dubai who's been doing music for 2 years now, and he's with us here just now. I take it it's the evening for you just now, is it?
It's actually the night now.
Oh,
It's
wow.
it is yeah, it's 6 for us. It's now a night. So
Yeah.
that's why as you can tell there's no light. There's not much lighting.
Yeah. Now, how would you describe the sound of your music? Because I'd say it's quite a familiar sound, but I don't really know what genre it comes under.
Yeah, I like when I make music, I tend to say it's lo-fi. It's in that genre-ish. But when I listen to lo-fi now, or with most of the lo-fi artists, they make this like similar-esque, slow, like I don't know what's the word for it, more calming, relaxing. But whenever I
Yeah.
try to make those lo-fi music, I try to make it more motivational or like happy rather than slow. That's why you'll see there's a big gap difference between me and like another lo-fi artist.
Yeah, and I guess it's the kind of music that I don't think would be out of place in a YouTube video that's perhaps a time lapse or just any video really where they want to have a bit of music for a section.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. I feel like that's also one of the other like pros of this genre that I do. It's
Yeah.
amazing for background music.
Now, you've got an upcoming album called Memories from the Past. So, what are you able to tell us about the album, really?
Well, it's more of that same sound per se. It's that same happy, motivational sound.
Yeah.
There's 8 songs, obviously. But with this album, what I've tried is that I mean, I spent more time than any other album. I've spent a lot of time, especially with other stuff that's been going on.
Yeah.
It's more like I've tried to create like, it's the same sound, but I've tried to alter it slightly.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of interesting. And because it's called Memories from the Past, is there a bit of maybe reflective music in there?
Yeah, I guess you could say that actually. I mean, it is like it's something I feel like I feel it, Whatever
Yeah.
I felt when I was making this album, I was thinking about my past more than what my future is. So I hence the name Memories from the Past.
Yeah. And do you think that it's important to dwell on your past, or maybe should we be
Oh,
looking forward a lot?
I think you need to have a calm balance.
Yeah.
I feel like you need to look at the past to see how you can make it better, how you can make that future better.
Yeah.
So this album talks about it in a lo-fi.
Yeah, that's the thing, because a lot of people say you need to only look forward, but if you did that, then
Yeah.
you'd never learn from any of the mistakes you've made.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I fully agree on that.
Yes. And how's making music been in a pandemic? Have you been doing it
Oh,
at home anyway, or how's it worked?
yeah. It's more of home, just
Yeah.
here in this room.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Uh,
Have you missed going to a studio if indeed you did that before?
I remember going to studios and having fun.
Yeah.
I used to work with lots of people. It was amazing, especially with people here in Dubai. They're nice people here, especially the
Yeah.
musicians. And it was so fun, especially because I had like a group of friends, all musicians. But like I said, like you said, the pandemic has been hitting hard
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, definitely. And why have you decided to choose lo-fi beats as your genre and the music you make as opposed to anything else?
Well, I think there's a lot of aspects that come into it.
Yeah.
One of them being is that before I'd make music, I had these 2 friends who
Yeah.
taught me everything about it, everything about so like the business, how to make music. They were both lo-fi artists at the time as well. And
Yeah.
they taught me so much, and got that love for it by realizing how useful lo-fi can be. Like
Yeah.
when you think about how lo-fi, like you can listen to lo-fi at practically any time,
Yeah.
like sleeping, relaxing, studying. It's good for all of those. So it's so beneficial for us. Why don't we make more of it?
Yeah. And do you think that lo-fi, its sort of very definition is that it's rough around the edges? Do you think that adds to what makes it good?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's like this genre lo-fi is completely different to others. I mean, you don't like with most lo-fi music nowadays, it's like so different. Like when you compare it to like rap, you've got people who are just trying to spit out as much words as fast as they can. With us, we're just trying to be chill. We're just trying to have a nice time making music.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the songs I listened to, I think it was The City of Night, and maybe some others do this as well, I don't know, but there's a crackling sound, kind of like vinyl on it.
Yeah.
Is that a sort of deliberate thing?
Yeah, I mean, I love using that lo-fi sound a lot. I've actually because I have a vinyl, I love it to death.
Yeah.
It is one of my favorite ways to listen to music.
Yeah.
So it's like a nice nod about that.
Yeah. And do you think that vinyl sounds better than CDs, like a lot of people?
Oh yeah, for
say?
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And I take it it's still better than an MP3. I don't know how it works, because I guess, when music is put on CDs, it's compressed a lot, and I suppose it would still be for an MP3, but I don't know if uploading music to Spotify and Wave is a thing, but maybe it is. So would that sound as good as vinyl?
I mean, it depends on like how, because I know there's lots of people who like listening on like listening their music on Spotify, all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, I prefer more vinyl sounds, especially with me. I don't like to listen to like rap nowadays. I was more into pop punk, so the old days as well, so like early 2000s, and now I mean those were CDs and vinyls back in the day. So I kind of got it from that.
Yeah,
as well.
that's quite interesting. And when you're not making music as well, what other stuff do you like to get up to as well?
Oh, I like a lot of things. So
Yeah.
one thing is, watch. This might be very weird, but I do like to watch wrestling, pro wrestling.
Ooh.
If you just invite it, I do
Yeah.
like to watch that from time to time. Fun fact, I even trained to be one for like 3 weeks.
Wow.
And it was more of stress. It was more like it took so much time than you can think. That's why I was like, okay, I have to stop. But for those 3 weeks, it was fun.
Yeah. And wrestling is fake, isn't it, right? It's kind of acting.
It's fake. It's acting. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think the appeal is? Because people sort of criticise it and go, well, it's fake. Why would you want to watch that? But then I suppose you could say the same thing about going to the theatre to see anything else.
It's more like whenever someone says it's fake, it is fake. But the reason why I enjoy it is its storytelling.
Yeah.
The way people tell the stories in wrestling now is outstanding. There've been so many times where I've cried watching wrestling.
Wow.
That's how good the story is.
Yeah.
Even a recent one, I don't know if you know this, but probably not. But maybe someone knows this. Maybe I'm not alone. But there was one story or one run with Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page. It was 10 years in the making. They were friends, they were enemies, and less than a month ago, they had that final match. The hero wins, and everyone was happy, and that's what I felt happy for. Hangman Adam Page, and that's it's like one of those things where you enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, and it must be kind of thrilling because it looks real as well,
Yeah,
I think it's always a surprise the first time you find out that it's acting.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people when I did it for those 3 weeks, I would say like there were a lot of moves that were actually real. It's from what I've talked from those 3 weeks is that the moves are like real, but they don't hurt.
Yeah.
So I guess call it fake. I don't really care. I understand why you would, but
yeah. And I guess like any other acting, there's still a bit of improvisation there, maybe.
Yeah, improvisation is a lot in wrestling, but
yeah. Yeah. And when you've been making music over the years, have you had any hardships about maybe songs that aren't quite as good as others, or maybe just struggling to get people to discover you?
There's been a lot of times where like I'll be making an album, and what I do, and I don't know if others do it, is that I will just go and like at least try and write make as much songs as I can. So like there'll be times where I'll make like 50, and I'll choose the best for an album. And speaking about improvisation, and then there was one time, so one of the albums, Enjoy the View 3, it was like supposed to have 23 songs, but at the last like second, I felt something weird about those, like the last 6 or 7. So I took them off, and then I was just like, okay, that's the album.
Wow. That's a bit mad.
Yeah.
And after this upcoming album, what else is on the way? Have you got anything planned?
Oh, more albums for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
just continue music, continue making albums, trying to get my name up there.
Oh, yeah.
Or hopefully,
Yeah, definitely. Well, where can we find all your music? I take it it's in all the usual places.
yep, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, iTunes, any streaming services, same name, Lil Lofi. You'll see me there. You'll see me with albums like, well, currently, Enjoy the View 1, Enjoy the View 2, Enjoy the View 3, Talin. Yeah, all of those albums.
Great. Well, thanks very much for joining us here on the show. It's been great to chat to you.
It's been a pleasure, honestly.